Welcome back, barbecue fans. It's another week of Wise Guys Barbecue. And as originally and once again, left side's in the house, as well as Tommy the Butcher.
Ugh.
We worked him thin today, folks. We worked him thin. We cooked. Yeah, we were cooking.
Tommy's been putting in some hours. He's putting in some legitimate time.
Today was a quickie, though.
He's not going to even know.
We all like that.
He's not going to even know what retirement is. We do need one of those.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so we can talk a little bit about our cooks later because we did some cool stuff. We did. We'll get to it in a minute, but I know Chip had a question for the panel.
Well, I mean, the Super Bowl was just this past Sunday night, and thank God the Eagles won. But listen,
why do you say that? You didn't want Mahomes to win again?
Because I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I have this in my head that the NFL, especially the commissioner, hates Tom Brady so much he's trying to get somebody to replace him.
I agree.
And so they're setting Mahomes up to be the face of the league so he can get rid of Brady and all his, his controversies.
How did that work out?
Yeah, not too good. And Brady was doing the game too, which made it even funnier.
Yeah, I honestly think that the Eagles probably had one of the best games of their lives, while the Chiefs had probably one of their worst games of their lives. And it was unfortunate. But my wife made call of it in the beginning of the fourth quarter. And she said, thank God it's Kansas City down. Because if it was the Eagles down, everybody would be shutting off the TVs. But because it's Kansas City, they were like, maybe, you never know, Tom Brady too, kind of a thing, come back. And
I did expect a little more out of the Chiefs in the second half, but they didn't respond. And we say it all the time, no offensive line, no win.
Yep. I mean, those four guys up front manhandled that Chiefs lines, and they didn't have to do anything else.
Nope.
They're wondering why isn't anybody getting open? There's 7 guys back there. Those other 4 guys are killing it.
It's not rocket science. You got 4 studs like that up front that can get there by themselves.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just. I think they blitzed twice.
Yeah. So I cooked I cooked for the Super Bowl.
Did you?
Yeah.
Which I meant to ask you. What did you have on your spread for the Super Bowl?
Well, I went all out because I was expecting a multiple-day event. But how about you, Tommy? What did you cook? I'll start off.
If I knew we were going to be talking about this, I would have taken a list because I'm trying not to forget anything. First of all, I don't think I made it through the first quarter. I was out like a light. So
oh, really?
As in typical fashion, never see the halftime show. Of course, not exactly something I look forward to, but
halftime show was great.
About halfway through the first quarter, I was out. But as far as our spread, of course, we had my whole family over, was about 10 people. And
nice.
I was the only one to call the Eagles out of everybody.
Yep.
So
good.
Let me see. We did a shrimp cocktail. We did wings 2 different ways. Yep. Just a plain Italian roasted and like a sticky teriyaki type of wing.
Nice.
We did calzones.
Did you make those?
No. My daughter picked them up at a bakery, Di Petrillo's.
Yes.
And
awesome.
So what else? We had, I did a kielbasa.
Ooh.
Sliced in about 1/2-inch chunks to 1-inch chunks. Just layer them in a roasting pan.
Yeah.
And dump a bunch of brown sugar on top.
Oh, yeah.
I use dark brown sugar. Just roast them off till sugar will melt.
So it's like an aperitif.
It's an aperitif. You just sit there with well, you're supposed to use a toothpick, but a pitchfork works even better. So.
Take your eye out, kid.
Yeah, that was a big hit. So one of my daughters requested that. I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea because I haven't done anything like that in probably 10, 15 years. So there was one other thing, and it'll come back to me. But we had like 3 different homemade desserts.
Nice.
My wife made her ever popular
Ambrosia.
Hello Dolly's, which is pretty popular.
Yeah.
And my daughter actually made her own rendition of a brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart.
Oh, wow.
Now, I've always said my favorite of the entire Pop-Tart lineup is just the brown sugar with no frosting. You can't find them anywhere. I'm probably one of 2 people in the whole planet that likes these things. And I like them so much. I always said there's something about these that a 3-star Michelin chef could transform these into a decadent dessert.
Right.
So And my daughter actually stepped up and she did something.
But no frosting.
No frosting. It was almost like a shortbread exterior. She had a cinnamon like type filling in it. They were like out of this world.
That's awesome.
So I was so impressed.
How about you, Charlie? Did you cook or did you go out or what'd you do?
I didn't do jack. Just me and the Deuce at home, and she was not really coherent.
Little extra meds that night, was it? Yeah.
Gave her couple of extra of the painkillers, but she was fine. Yeah, I know. Sorry, Ma.
Yeah.
Just went with the pizza and some. I got an order of wings.
Nice
from Hope.
So you kept the economy going, basically.
I did, and it was very good. And I didn't eat a lot, but it was
I bought some wings too. Sonny's only call, right? So I thought we had the kids too. So there was 6 of us that was down here, and I thought for sure I was going to have them overnight. So I put together a menu. But anyway, Sonny's like only call out was, hey, I want wings. I don't care if you make them. I don't care if you buy them. I just I got to have them. I'm just craving them for the Super Bowl. So I went down on Route 7 Crazy Wings, which surprisingly enough has just been repurchased by a Laotian family. So they have all kind of wonderful Laotian dishes as well.
Really?
Papaya salad and a couple of. So we're gonna have to try to hit them up for some takeout, especially when Luke gets back, because a lot closer than the other.
I almost forgot you had Luke.
Yeah, I know.
Seen him in so long.
No, he's been digging on his new coach and doing a lot of running right now, running and lifting. That's all they're up to. Also, they're kind of like walking around the new recruits. They're coming up and showing in.
Yep.
So that's kind of it's cool but weird because the coach got turned over. So who knows who and what? And Luke's like doing what other people did last year. So he's number 2 as of now, and he's walking around kids who could take that 2 away from him. You know what I mean? Maybe because he's so young. But anyways, you know what? Thanks for asking, because he sent home a surprise yesterday. He got his notification for fall semester.
Nice.
Last year. He made Dean's List.
Awesome.
So yeah. So he's one semester's down. We got to keep kicking it. But anyways, we had so I went a little nutto. Besides the wings, we smoked a pork butt because we chopped it and we made some Cuban sandwiches, which was fantastic. And here you go, right? I forgot the ham. Right, so because you're supposed to have ham, Swiss, but we have another tradition, which is the Sunny sandwich, which is just egg, gabagool, and mozzarella in the mornings for breakfast.
What's that with the gabagool?
The gabagool, the capicola,
and what else goes on there?
And mozzarella,
and something else.
No,
yeah, the egg.
Oh, the egg.
Yeah, I thought you said that.
Have the egg. Yes,
I don't know what that is, folks.
So you made the Cuban.
So I made it with the gabagool, and Sonny said it was a good twist. It was a good change up. So we had some soup. We had the Cuban sandwich.
So you made a cubicle.
Cubicle.
How's that?
Cubicle. Yeah, I'm not gonna even go there.
My head's always thinking.
It's great. And then we did. And the Cuban was 4th meal. That was in the 4th quarter. We did that 4th meal for dinner for 6 o'clock. I did a prime rib, no bone. And some risotto and stuff. So we went all nuts. And then, in the meantime, I had on the stove in the back my Italian sauce, gravy, with sausage and meatballs, because the next day I was making stuffed shells. But of course, my son's like, can I have a meatball? Can I dunk this? And so I ended up making him a pound of pasta. So we had pasta during the day. He didn't stop eating all day. It was great. And you saw the partially built bar. So we had the bar going. We had some booze going. But it was relatively quiet, It was just, especially for the setup in the house, we had 3 TVs on, and it was just seemed like we're like calling out in different rooms, and 5 dogs. But again, the dogs are like non-existent in this house because they could be wherever the hell they want to be.
Get lost.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, where are the dogs? Do we have dogs? I don't think we have dogs. We had 5 of them.
So a good time was had by all.
Yeah, it was good.
You made risotto. You do that quite often.
Yeah, I do. It's real easy.
That's really, that's quite a process doing risotto.
No, I'm trying to think of the name brand. I can't think of it. It's the easiest thing in the world. Adesso. It's Adesso risotto. Anybody wants to pick it up, comes dry in a package. Mm-hmm. We usually, for 5 or 6 people, we'll do 2 packages, 2.5 cups of water, all right. A quarter stick of butter.
Uh-huh.
You boil that down, boil and simmer for 17 minutes, uncover, fluff, perfect every time.
Really?
And they have the one with the mushroom, the one with the tomatoes, the one with the cheese. It's just phenomenal. So they even have a farro grain you can buy if you don't want to do the rice. And it's just it's a go-to. The kids like it. Leftovers. It's just easy. So that's all we do. Risotto, broccoli. We steam out some broccoli and roast. It was
nice.
And the roast came out. I tried to do the reverse there, but so different from your cook that we did. We had an 18-pound rib rather than I think we did a 6-pound rib. Then we did yours.
Yeah, it was about a 6.
So I had and we did yours in my ovens that I was used to. I had no confidence in these ovens. So I said, I don't know when I'm going to get this out. If I leave it at 250 for, until it gets to that 125, pull it, hold it, and then whack it out for the 500 for 10 minutes. I just didn't know what I was going to get. So I kind of cheated. I went up to 325 and I brought it up probably a little quicker than I wanted to. And because it was that hot, there was building a nice, crust on it. So I didn't do the reverse sear. I just went straight through. And it didn't take that long. It probably took 4.5, 5 hours where I expected more like 3. But it was fantastic. It was still, because when you got the probe in at 125, it's a great temperature. It's done. So we got roast. So it's great because Sue still gets nervous when we cook all this food because we're just used to it. We love cooking like that. But I was like, no, Mom, just give it away. Give it away. So we gave, her daughter and boyfriend a bunch of food, and then Sonny took home a bunch of food. He was he's changing his schedule at work. He texted me at like 3 a.m. All I've been eating is shells and meatballs. This is awesome. He's like, it's great. So, that was... fun Super Bowl as far as that goes. When you're not invested like a Patriots game.
Totally different.
Yeah. You can kick around. You can bullshit.
Relax,
change the channel even, right?
Yep.
Do something a little stupid. But, fun. And I thought the game was fun.
Go to bed in the middle of the first quarter.
He's man enough to
I don't think
admit
I
it.
said good night. I just got up, went upstairs,
Man enough
got
to
in my
admit it.
little cave, and
Let's not go that
happy.
far. Oh, God. So we had an unbelievable time today cooking. We banged out some really cool stuff. Tommy always trying to put the wise guys spin influence on some of the barbecue dishes. We did today because we were wondering about it because Tommy taught us about it last week, which Kristen got mad, by the way. She has a bone to pick with you, by the way. I'll get into that in a minute. No, but Tommy brought up beef bacon.
Yeah, and I totally did not understand it whatsoever.
Literally just came up, the whole idea, this whole concept just hatched literally days ago. And one thing led to another.
Right. So then he comes up with, hey, let's make some BLTs with beef bacon. So I'm like, sure, we'll go for it. And then he found this Italian smoked tomato. So he's like, wouldn't it be great to make a BLT with and I said, yup, absolutely. So 7 o'clock this morning, Sue and I were chopping tomatoes and putting them on Olivia, and Olivia was smoking them out. It was great. And then Tommy brought some Italian bread and escarole.
Yeah.
Which we all know means
Scuttle.
which is another euphemism for money. Unless you're gambling, then it's ziti. Give him 3 boxes of ziti.
How much is he in? He's into us about $5 of ziti.
Yeah, the whole concept was to put together an Italian BLT.
Yes.
Basically reinventing the classic. So,
Right.
I mean, originally we started with a beef bacon idea, which was completely separated from the Italian BLT concept, but it all came together. So I said, why don't we just do, and I found the Italian smoked tomato recipe, and I threw it out in. I said, why don't we do that? And
He goes,
you like that?
Maybe I'm too aggressive.
And then I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, if we're going to do an Italian BLT, we got to use Italian toast, right?
Yes.
Now, I'm literally picking up the ingredients. I go to get my head of green leaf lettuce, and maybe this was, I don't know.
Epiphany.
Divine
You heard the
intervention.
angels.
I grabbed, this is truth. I grabbed the escarole instead, and I'm looking at the band, and it's escarole, and immediately light went bing.
That's how it
This is
happens.
going in the BLT.
Yeah.
That's Scuttle.
So that was
it all
totally out of
came
left
together.
field.
Oh, yeah.
That was just, it just happened.
Completely random. It was a freak of
This show is meant to be.
freaky. I'm like, what? And the light just went boom. And that was it.
That
Let
was
me ask you a
fantastic.
question. This beef bacon, where do you, I don't see that now. Maybe because I'm not looking for it, but Where do you get something like that?
You know what? I'm glad you asked that because I haven't seen beef bacon in probably over 35 years. But recently at my market, I just expanded our ethnic section.
Yep.
And one of the items I brought in was the beef bacon.
Arnold's.
And
Arnold's
this is not
beef
something
bacon.
you're going to find at every, can I say Stop and Shop?
Well, you said it.
I said it. You're not going to find this. I'm getting it from a purveyor out of Boston, and they have a lot of ethnic items. And this one particular line of Arnold's product does do a beef bacon. So I brought it in. I said, you know what? I want to give this a shot. And that's where the idea for doing a beef bacon BLT.
Yeah.
I messaged Vinny and I said, have you heard of beef bacon? And he thought I was... What did you say?
I totally didn't understand it at all. I had no idea what you were talking about.
I said, "Can you stop pulling my leg now? I'm not going to be gullible all the time." And he started laughing, and he was like, "No, it's real."
Yeah,
And
so
then-
it's hard to find, but what is beef bacon?
Okay.
That's the question.
So here it goes. So we do that show,
Yeah.
and then right away I get two like text and video things on my phone. One's from Kristen. Kristen went to that Tampa Bay contest, and
Yep.
she saw it out there.
Oh, really?
And she's like, "Didn't you see my pictures of the?"
Yeah.
And I was like, and then that's when she said, "And I want to know what the code word Istanbul. What'd you say? It'll never get over." You said, "Oh, Kristen's not coming on the Budapest." I want to know what Budapest stands for. I'm like, "Look, that's between you and Chip. I'm out of this. Talk to him." So she was laughing. Of
Chris,
course.
you know dang well what Budapest stands for. So don't play catty with me.
So yeah, and then I got another one, and it's Bob Bowman, because Bob Bowman has his own bagged up, frozen in his freezer. He
What?
makes it. Yep, he made it. He cures it out. He smokes it the whole 9 yards. So I
It's
was like,
funny how all stuff is coming together. It's just
so
freaking
that
me
a long
out.
time ago.
Bob was available for our cook today. I was like, "Come on down." So he was the photographer for our shoot today, and he didn't want to get on camera much, but he's obviously good at the smoking. I think we got to get him doing some stuff on the smoker.
Oh, definitely,
But, yeah, no, he was good. And he had some good, hey, this is what, do this, do that, cut it this way, take a bite here. So it was good. It was good promotional value as well. Yep. But there you go. Yeah, we had. I'm gonna try to get it now. Ready? So beef bacon. No, sorry, I screwed it up. Barbecue beef bacon BLTs with an Italian smoked tomato and escarole sandwich.
Yep, there you go.
And all
that's
my
fancy.
wife just kept saying is, "Where's the burger? Where's the?"
She had the cheese out too.
I was like, "There's no burger."
She was thinking bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah, she was like, "Well, don't you
And
put it?"
there's nothing wrong
No,
with
it's a
that. That would've been
BLT,
good, too.
bacon, lettuce.
Yeah.
Other
BLT.
than the MLT, mutton, lettuce.
Yeah, when the
tomato.
mutton is nice and lean. Oh yeah, so good.
So good. And then the other cook was, go ahead, Tom, you tell him, it was a leftover from the pot roast.
Yeah, we did a pot roast video, and basically the recipe concept for the pot roast is it actually will give you 2 meals in one. So what we did today, we did part 2, and we took the braising liquid left over from that cook. We defatted it, removed the bay leaves, which is one
Can
of the.
you do that to me? Is that can
yeah,
you do
I wasn't that simple.
You'll be a billionaire.
Let's get a spoon and just skim it right off. We'll end up with gallons of it on the floor. But
Hey.
where was I?
I resemble that
I
remark.
resemble that.
Come on in for your defatting.
So where the hell was I?
Oh, you were talking about defatting the
Oh yeah, so we defatted it.
Yeah.
Anyways, we reserve that liquid, put it in a container, and freeze it for another purpose, another time. So what we did today, we removed that from the freezer and we repurposed that to making a what I call a beef stroganoff pasta. So you have that braising liquid, which is tremendous beef flavor. All the chopped vegetables are still in there, so you have a lot of texture going on, a lot of thickness. And all we did was bring it to heat. We just reheated it and then added sour cream, which is the quintessential ingredient in all beef stroganoffs. Just combine those two, get them nice and creamy looking. We used a wide egg noodle, Pennsylvania Dutch egg
Pennsylvania
noodle.
Dutch. Right.
You can use any pasta, but
No, the egg noodle does it.
yeah, the egg noodles, there's just something about it. It just holds
People
everything
know about
together.
pasta. Do they
Yep,
understand?
yep.
They understand that
Yeah.
the different types of pasta are meant to hold the
Yep,
sauce or the
absolutely.
gravy on it. Okay, good.
You know,
Because I didn't know that until about 3 weeks ago.
quite frankly, I don't know if I'd want to do a linguine stroganoff or
No, you gotta have the egg
or a
whites.
rigatoni stroganoff. It's kind of
Bucatini.
not a bad idea. It would certainly work. Bucatini.
He is awesome.
Yeah, so we.
But you forgot the secret ingredient.
we added the.
Peas.
Oh yeah, we added the noodles and then some peas.
Yeah.
And that was another thing. You're gonna put this together. It has no color.
Yeah.
It doesn't really present well. It's kind of this absolutely delicious, but you look down and you got this dish of brown gravy looking
Red mushrooms in
pasta.
there, huh?
Yeah, everything just looks
didn't put mushrooms in
one
there.
note,
No.
one color.
Really?
No, we didn't do mushrooms, but that would be a great idea.
Thought I found a few in there.
So,
Where did those come from?
so you add the
Maybe
peas.
from that risotto.
Add the peas. It gives a little color, gives a little more flavor.
It's
and
a better
little more
mouthfeel. I love-
Oh yeah, there's something else going on. Rather
One of
than
my
just,
favorite dishes, veal and peas,
Yep,
Italian,
yep.
right? And you get the bread and you sit there and then just to have those peas pop in your mouth while you tender veal. Oh, yum, 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 yum. Yeah, absolutely good.
Yeah, I
Absolutely good.
love peas.
Yeah, so that's it. So guys, we're making a ditch effort. Besides, your subscriptions, we really appreciate them, and we've been getting a bunch of them. So thank you, and please keep bringing them in. But we want to know what you would love to see us cook because we got a challenge for you. Right, we'll cook anything you want. We'll cook, but we're also going to try to throw an Italian spin to it. Right. So
exactly.
whatever you give us. So you can go as crazy as you want. We're going to have the Italian style of that dish created for you, and we'll get it up on the channel. But please, ring in. We've been getting some great comments about some of the shorts and some of the cooks, and we want to hear more. And we want to hear what you want us to cook because we're up for the task. We are absolutely up for the task.
I'm ready for it. That's
All right, folks. So it's Friday, and it's also Valentine's Day, as you can tell from the wonderful pink behind us, which is kind of bringing out whatever white is left in our eyes. But anyways, Valentine's here, middle of February. It's amazing how this year is just marching on already. 25 is going to be an action-packed year for all of us, I think. But here we go, and we're getting into another great month because my best friend's birthday is in that month. It's going to be March. It's St. Patty's Day, right? So we're going to go a little nuts with the corned beef, aren't we, Tony?
Really, we're gonna do a corned beef.
We're definitely doing a
I
corned
love
beef.
you guys.
So
Oh yeah,
But-
we gotta.
I definitely want to come up with an idea that is not your typical
Not to just
boil
boil
it,
it,
throw it in
till
a pot
it's
of
an
water.
old shoe. Yeah, maybe like Katz's Deli
do
or something,
something
that
a
type
little
of
bit
deal.
creative with
Yeah,
it and transform
I'm
it.
down.
Sounds good to me.
So
but
we can,
damn it.
we can definitely smoke one out a little bit, right? And get some smoke on it, can't we? Or can we not? To make the corned beef, or you just got to boil it.
Smoke?
Yeah, you can't. You can smoke it after,
Well, you could.
but then it won't be.
I just want to know how Katz gets that nice crust on it. Like,
Well, they do.
they do a
do
pastrami
smoke.
and a corned
And
beef.
the pastrami is smoked.
Yeah.
We can smoke it.
Yeah, but that's
Like I said, I've always done pastrami with a store-bought corned beef.
Yep.
Right.
That's just adding seasonings to it.
Yep.
Coriander and pepper.
Yep.
But you could definitely smoke a corned beef.
Yeah, you can
just
even-
do the salt and pepper. Well, yeah, do the salt and pepper
You can
rub.
do
it just like you're doing a beef brisket, but it's corned beef brisket.
right.
Sounds
It's
like an
basically what
experiment.
it is. Yeah, that's. I usually use the same brine for my pastrami and my corned beef in the fridge, and then of course the corned beef goes into the boiling water, and the pastrami goes on the smoker, and there you go. And now how they're getting that crust on it, it's going to be a ton of
I
pepper.
like the idea of that. I
I
have to
see
look
the
it up.
I see the twinkle in your
See
eye.
if there's a lot of information or content on a smoked corned beef.
Speaking of smoking, is Tommy going to St. Patty's Day with us this year? Since
He
I haven't
should.
heard it. Well,
He should. What day is St. Patty's Day this year?
I think it's some awful day, like a Monday or something.
Really?
Ugh.
He's not retired then yet.
The last
Let's
two
check.
St. Patty's Days have been a little.
St. Patrick's Day is my wife's birthday.
No,
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Pam's
Pam.
birthday.
Pam,
and our
Patrick,
anniversary
and
is
I must,
the day
Charlie,
before.
I must have known that at some point. In
Our
time.
anniversary is the day before. So
Wow.
Oh wow,
it's like
it is a
anniversary
Monday.
birthday.
Yep, right there. Pam Pino and Charlie's birthday on the Monday.
I always managed to kill two birds with one stone
Yeah,
on
nice
that.
job
over
there. You never forget, right? You never get caught.
It
with
was
your pants
planned
down.
from day one.
All right. Well,
Well, we usually go out on that day at like 1 o'clock and get stinking drunk and eat our way through the lunch and dinner menus at what's the name of that bar?
O'Rourke's in Patuxent Village.
Yes, that's
a fantastic job.
That's a fun day. It's always a fun day. But I don't know why. It always starts when we get there, and it's like, oh, it's going to be nice and warm today. And then usually an hour in, it's 48 degrees.
Oh, my God, it's brutal. And the wind because the wind comes right off the harbor there, and you're freezing, yeah.
You're freezing. Like, what are we doing here?
And I always run into people I don't want to see, and it goes down from there.
So, yeah, but we definitely got to get a couple cooks out in March. So we're going to get the corned beef going.
Yeah,
and folks, help us out. Give us some ideas on how we can get that corned beef looking like a barbecue event, or we can twist it out with some Italian something. I don't know. We can get St. Joseph's.
This is like you Italians. You got to take on the Irish one day, and you got to try and take that too.
Well, we do that with St. Joseph's Day, right? We jump all over that on Wednesday.
Every other weekend's an Italian holiday in this state.
Yeah. Why don't we just smoke a couple of artichokes?
Yeah, but you guys,
Irish.
You guys in Boston made it like a legal payday somehow. You get like triple day on that.
That's true. They might have gone a little overboard with that.
A little overboard, but. Yeah, and then of course I also love March because of March Madness. It's nuts. Yeah, and that's always fun. I mean, the football playoffs this year in college were special just because of the reorganization of that format. But it's always the same in basketball, but it's always special. It's great. I don't think PC will be there this year.
Yeah, they're having a tough season this year, but I think they're going to bounce back. I mean, that poor kid. Bryce Hopkins, that came here a couple of years ago as a transfer from Kentucky, had that awful injury, and he redshirted again this year.
Did he really?
He only played like 3 games, so he should be ready to go by next year, and that's going to be a get.
I don't think any sporting event, be it professional, collegiate, I don't think any sporting event reaches the same excitement and energy as March Madness. No doubt, hands down. It's just like high octane from beginning to the end.
Yeah, you know why that happens though? Because it's always the upsets that keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the unknown.
Cinderella teams.
When you get into professional sports, it's so dominant in one factor or another that you know who's going to play, you know what the attributes of the game is going to be like, and unless somebody like the Eagles come out and shut down on Mahomes, it's the only thing that makes it interesting. But in college basketball, you don't know, and you got some bozo 17th seeded team beating somebody out at second.
East Hartford State playing Kentucky and they win.
Exactly. So that makes it like, and there's some idiot that bet it for $100 that's now in tune to make like $37,000.
Yeah, exactly.
I love those stories.
So, March Madness is madness.
It's madness. It is March Madness.
Absolutely. And then we're getting into April, and that means Easter.
And we got to pay taxes.
And taxes.
Ooh, thanks for reminding me.
Tax day.
Yeah,
Turbo lost track of that.
You're a new commercial. Shut up, Benny. Easter ham pie, ham.
Rice pie.
Rice pie.
Wow.
We do the rice pie.
Love that.
What the hell do you call it? The ham pie? Shit.
Pizza Gain.
Pizza Gainer. Yeah, I always forget that.
Pizza Gain.
Damn name. But yeah, that's
rice
good.
pie is pasteta.
Yep.
Folks, I don't know what they're talking about either. Don't feel bad.
Neither do we.
Right, I think they just make up these words because they know I have no idea what they're talking about. They can get away with it.
Any of you guys into lamb at all?
I like lamb. I'm not Greek.
The lollipops?
Lollipops.
Anyway.
Those are some people are fantastic.
No, I want to do them like the Greeks do them. I want to dig the hole in the ground and shove the whole leg in there.
Yeah.
Well, you got the backyard out here to do it now. Okay.
You might dig somebody up back there.
Yeah, right.
In the process.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Yep.
No, I mean that's a big Greek thing, right? That's they do that on a spigot or they do that in the ground. I think they do that in the ground.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we know some.
Yeah,
Greek
lamb either. I've always found either you absolutely love lamb or you can't stand it. There's not much middle ground with lamb.
Well, lamb
that I've seen.
It's got to be done. I mean, you can screw it up.
Oh, absolutely.
I've had some lamb. It's like eating an old shoe.
Right. You can have it.
But when it's done right and it's on point, wow. I mean,
Yep.
the flavor is just tremendous.
Yep. No, for sure. And but to your first comment, you can only eat so much of it. Like if it's good, like a gyro, you can only have like 4
Very
ounces
rich.
of it. It's very rich, very
Yeah.
very full in your mouth. It's just like enough. I gotta eat more of this.
No, I agree.
Where a prime rib, I could just keep clearing people's plates. I'll do the dishes, honey.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna eat your fat Spalding.
The fat.
Hey, you know what? All this cooking that we're doing, something that we're getting really good at is some of our condiments. You know, we should really think about kind of building or developing something a little more consistent. If I don't want the word consistent, but programmed so it makes sense. What do you think, Tommy? You think we could get into something like that?
Definitely. In fact, I have a few ideas already, and now it's just going to be a matter of developing
Yes.
those concepts with ingredients and
Yeah.
You talking about sauce or dry rub or both?
both.
Both.
Yeah.
Yep. And but yeah, I'll just have to get into the kitchen and
So you start with a test audience. Folks, we need a test audience. Anybody wants to come in for a cook and try out some of these different they're going to be brown bottle taste tests that you're going to have to figure out and help us kind of like, you know, the Pepsi can that had the little sleeve over it. It'd be one of those and give us your opinion on what you like and what you don't like. But yeah, I think we should definitely start getting a little more because some of the stuff that you make and we use is just phenomenal. But like I ask you all the time, what is this? And you're like, I don't know. I use the same things all the time.
together.
I just don't know the recipe.
Yeah, right. We should have our own stuff, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's funny you mentioned that because I've been kind of like not collecting, but every time I go to the grocery store, I always check out and see what if there's anything new in the barbecue sauce shelf. So I've gathered together quite a few bottles of stuff that I have unopened at home, and maybe we'll do a little taste test next week. I'll bring my collection of barbecue sauces.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that because it's a great idea, and it also leads into when we had the show with Matt Pereira.
Yep.
Matt Pereira is doing the Triple Crown in New England this year, and one of the big supporters of that is Big Dog Sauce.
Yeah.
So he reached out to me, rang me up, and he said, "Hey, I'd love to get back on the show with Matt because I want to talk a little bit more about the Triple Crown." And I think we should get his pull on how his sauces do and what how long he's been doing it and everything. We can kind of like get into some of that. That'd be fun.
Great.
So
Great.
yeah,
Let's do it. Well, another great show, Tommy. Thanks always for your input and
Great to
your
be
wealth
here.
of knowledge that you are so kind to share with us. And Vin, you just keep crushing that bourbon over there, buddy.
leave me be. I'm a happy drunk. Tommy, great job cooking today, and more to come. You guys got to check out the videos. You're going to love them. I'm actually going to take my hand at some editing, some of those too. It was so much fun. Sorry, Shannon, I'm not here to upset you, but we had so much fun today. I got to try some of these myself. So good time, good week. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. Hug and kiss that special person, and get out to a bar or a restaurant and order some barbecue for sure.
definitely.
Peace.
Have a good night.